On this episode of the Film Optics Podcast, we have so much Star Wars news to talk about, your head's gonna pop. We also have some whispers about a community movie that might be in the works. And it looks like Amazon is looking into buying AMC theaters. So let's jump in. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Film Optics, where we bring you the headline hot takes of entertainment news. I'm your host, Christian, and today, as always, we will be talking about the world of film, TV, video games, and everything pop culture related. And I'm joined by my co-host, Devin. How are you doing today, man? We made it through another week.
Another day, another dollar. That's what they say.
Another day, another dollar. Yeah. But everything's good on your end. Nothing has anything like really changed since last week. I'm assuming not.
I guess my dad's an expert in Beat Saber now, according to recent events.
He's better catch up to him, man. He's gonna. He's. I mean, sounds like he's beating you already. So I really don't. I don't know. I'm probably super terrible at it, but that's all right. But. Yeah, it's just been another week and another week of news. We got a lot of video game news today, actually.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Actually, I would say and actually a lot of Star Wars news. I almost forgot about that. There's like stuff dropping left and right. So I guess we'll get into that as well as a few other interesting things. I've been seeing Twitter blow up a lot lately. So that's always fun. But before we begin today's topics, you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Anchor, YouTube, Podbean, and iHeartradio. So yeah, let's kick this guy off with one of the most anticipated movies of the year. I think so, at least. Well, it should be, but people are stupid. Not really. But New Mutants. So we're kicking off with our comic book news.
I thought you were
going
to keep delaying that news pice over and over again.
How many times has it been delayed?
It's its
New
fifth
Mutants?
Release date currently.
Oh my god! And I mean, yeah. So New Mutants reportedly it's still planned to come out in theaters, of course. And I know a lot of people have been talking out there saying, well, Disney bought Fox, and since that should automatically, transfer all of the IPs, all of the rights to their films over to Disney, which normally is true if those films were not part of a previous deal, which it looks like New Mutants is. So apparently Fox and HBO have rights to this deal that lasts until 2022, which is why a lot of Fox properties are going to be showing up on HBO Max. So the merger is quote unquote complete, but it's kind of the same thing with Netflix.
Yeah.
Disney wasn't able to use like Daredevil or Jessica Jones or any of the MCU TV series until a certain year. So this is honestly no different. But yeah, August 28th, I think, is the release date. Are you excited, Devin?
I mean, anything is better than Dark Phoenix, so I guess this is how they can end it here.
There are
end it on a better note.
Oh my God, it's not that bad. It's
really
Dark
bad.
Phoenix. Apocalypse is worse, I feel like. In X-Men Origins Wolverine, that was atrocious. Like, that was just the epitome of wow. Like, I don't know. We always go back and forth about it, but that's fine. But yeah, so August 28th, New Mutants is finally going to be released. I'm actually going to be very surprised if this is the only new movie in theaters, because a lot of people's last movie that they saw was Bloodshot.
Unfortunate for them.
Unfortunate for them, and fortunate for us. Our last movie that we saw in theaters was Onward. So I think we ended on a pretty nice note. For sure, if theaters ever open back up, because it seems like everything's coming to the video on demand format. But do you want to take this next story?
Yeah, if theaters do open up, we'll get a nice delayed release for Black Widow. Our Brit friends get to see it a week early, apparently.
Bloody hell! This
like
happens all the time.
October 28th is the UK release date.
Okay, October 28th. It feels like an October movie. I feel like for some reason Black Widow does feel more like a October release versus a November. And I don't know. I was really looking forward to Eternals, but I guess I had to wait just a little bit longer. Well, that's fine. It seems that the UK is always getting like things early. Their artwork for their mouth video shut. Games are better. Huh?
They better keep their mouth shut. We don't want no spoilers.
No, seriously though, man. Like that's a whole week. Like looks like forever in the world of Twitter. Like that's just not a good sign. I think Avengers Endgame I think the UK was supposed to get it first. And then Robert Downey Jr., he just randomly, quote unquote, tweeted at the Avengers Twitter account. It's like, okay, yeah, we'll move up the US release. And it's like, I don't understand why this can't be a worldwide release on the same day. But whatever. It kind of sucks, but oh well. So I guess I'll take this next story through our comic book news. This will be our last story for comic book news. Oh, there's one more thing I kind of wanted to talk about before we move on to our Star Wars news there. But it looks like the Secret Invasion could come to Disney Plus and tie into Captain Marvel 2.
I've been waiting for this for a while.
Yeah. I mean, people have their mixed feelings about Captain Marvel the movie. I thought it was fine. A very middle of the road Marvel movie, but I didn't hate it. I think I'm just tired of origin stories, and we've been through so many of them. It's kind of like they're kind of the same. How a no one came in became someone, or a zero to a hero type deal, but I'm expecting the Captain Marvel 2 will be a little bit more entertaining, and we can move away from the origins of it all. But as I said, this story comes from comicbook.com, and it looks like Marvel may have a Secret Invasion comic story coming to live action soon. And there's a lot of whispers out there, like we said, that it's going to happen on Disney Plus. Of course, why wouldn't it? And this kind of goes back to where Kevin Feige a few months ago was saying that these Disney Plus shows are going to tie into the big events. So it kind of gives you a reason to subscribe. It gives you a reason to watch their content, which I think is very smart. I know a lot of people were like complaining and bitching about it like ages ago. They're like, oh, well, that's just not fair because a lot of people can't afford it. And I don't really agree with that. But what about you? What are your thoughts?
As far as the series goes, the Disney Plus series?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how anyone can complain about it when you're basically getting near movie quality entertainment with more showtime and a similar, if not lower price than a movie ticket.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I mean, if everyone can figure out a way to pay for Netflix, Hulu, and all these other streaming services, I definitely agree that you can pay for $6, $7.
That's half the price of a movie ticket, basically. And you're getting more, like a longer show than what a movie would be.
Right. And the best part is, if you don't like it, you can just
like what everyone does with Mandalorian.
Yeah, unfortunately. But, because, I mean, I watch a lot of things on Disney Plus. I've been watching Star Wars Rebels for the first time. I've been watching a little bit of the old school Spider-Man and some old school X-Men. And Boy Meets World, especially, and kind of going back to those old Disney classics. Thinking about watching Hercules this weekend. I'm kind of in the mood.
It's been a while.
So, yeah, it has been a while. Yeah. But that pretty much does it for our comic book news for this week. If there's anything else that you think that we missed, leave a comment in the comment section down below on YouTube. If you're listening to this, just tweet at us and be like, yo, talk about this on your next show or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Star Wars news, man. We got so much Star Wars news. And I want to take this first one really quick because it is very I don't know. I have some feelings about this one. So apparently it is rumored it was rumored a while ago that Star Wars Rebels would continue because I think there's only about 4 seasons. And apparently Star Wars Rebels will continue. And if it does, it's going to have they're going to switch over to the Clone Wars animation style. I'm not sure. I mean, you've seen the differences, right? I'm assuming you've seen some type of, pictures from like season 7 of Clone Wars versus Star Wars Rebels. Have you?
I can't really picture Rebels, but I do remember how Clone Wars used to look. Like not as good as it does currently.
Right. Yeah. That comes with time, but I think within the link.
Okay, so it's like more cartoonish for Rebels.
Yeah, because Rebels, was the first Disney show, that they created when they took over Star Wars. So it is more cartoonish, like more simplistic cartoonish. When I started watching Rebels, I actually wasn't really a fan of the animation, I'm not really a big fan of like the toothpick lightsabers, but it showed on Disney XD. I'm watching it now, like I'm used to it, but I definitely prefer the animation style. This overall, actually, even way back when the Clone Wars movie came out before they made it into a TV show. Yeah, it was rough, but for that time, that's what 3D animation looked like. And as the seasons went on, the show has gone looking a lot better, and it looks best it's ever looked. But I don't know. I'm all for it though. Like I said, I've gotten used to the animation. I'm still on season 1, so I still have to keep that in mind that, this came out a few years ago. And, normally as a show goes on, the more money that they receive, the better, they can put into post for production. So, yeah. I know you don't have too much of a take on it, but yeah. I kind of want to just throw that in there, but I know you want to talk about some Mandalorian, so I'll let you take this next story.
Mandalorian. That's all we need in this world. Have you been... I watched the first episode of the documentary, but haven't seen the other ones that came out yet.
I actually have not watched that yet, and I've been meaning to. There's so many things I need to watch between that, Hollywood, and the Eddie on Netflix. Avatar, The Last Airbender comes out tomorrow. Got to start streaming that. I'm watching Community. There's so much stuff that I'm doing. But yeah, I definitely need to catch up on that. I think it's been out for about, 3 weeks? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll definitely have to do a review of that. I'm going to try to power through that this weekend so I can at least catch up.
Yeah. They're going weekly too,
yeah.
so.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Whew,
anyways, looks like Ahsoka Tano and Sabine Wren, and perhaps the galaxy's most iconic bounty hunter, Boba Fett, are appearing in the second season of Mandalorian, which could then turn into a Rebels. What does it say? A Rebels sequel.
Yeah, right. So the second story also pretty much
every
Star
been
Wars story
that that Boba's going to be in Mandalorian season 2, which a lot of people were hyped about, and some were mad that they spoiled it, but you had to know.
I mean, whatever. I don't know how that's. You said spoiling?
Yeah, people were like, they should have saved it like they did Baby Yoda, but it's like we all knew he was there.
Yeah, he was there in season 1 for half a second during I forgot what episode
on
it
his
was.
Boots.
Yeah, we all knew who it was. And it's I'm very excited for this. Sabine, she is from Star Wars Rebels. I like her a lot. She is from Mandalore.
It's weird that
so
her last name is Ren, but spelled differently.
You know what? I'm just now noticing that.
Is it his wife? She wanted to get a divorce and change the name.
She changed the name. I'm sick of being a winner. I'm just gonna take out the W. They get divorced, and he's like, "Well, I like the name Ren, but I don't like the way you spell it." Damn, I didn't even notice that before. Wow, that's a good eye. It's a very good eye. But Star Wars is stronger than ever. Honestly, as they've talked about that they're going to take a step back from the movies, which I am totally fine with, and focus more on TV for the next few years, because we haven't really had a lot of Star Wars TV. For the longest time, all we had was the Clone Wars, and then the Mandalorian came along. And then obviously Rebels as well. So technically, Mandalorian's the third, but it's still really, really good. But yeah, I'm super excited for this. I want to see more of Ahsoka. I hope they don't use her too much. I know that they probably will, because it's Ahsoka. Why wouldn't you? But I just hope they use her sparingly. Yeah. I don't want her to be oversaturated, because obviously we do know that she dies, because she is one of the voices that speaks to Rey at during the Rise of Skywalker, amongst many others, which was very it was cool. But if you're not an average Star Wars fan or advocate of those types of things, you're not really going to notice that. Even I or any other Star Wars fan had to look up, who are all the Jedi speaking? Some of them you can definitely pick up, but yeah. It's going to be
Should
awesome.
Also add that Captain Rex might be added as well to season 2, portrayed by the same actor as Boba Fett. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm so excited for that. That.
As if we needed more hype for season 2. They're just adding all this stuff.
I'm just so excited. It's going to be fantastic. Captain Rex is definitely one of my favorite from the Clone Wars. He does appear in Rebels as well, hence the super weird animation. And going back to that, just really glad they're making that decision. I love animated shows, movies. I'll watch them all day. I don't know why, but I just love them. And Rex looks cool. It just feels so out of place. And the animation of the Clone Wars just looks more realistic. It's geared towards kids, but got to put some kind of realism in there. But yeah. But so that does it pretty much for. No, actually, we have one more thing about The Mandalorian season 2, and this comes from comicbook.com. Excuse me. Mandalorian season 2 cast. I think it's Kat Sackhoff, or Kate, Katee. Kate.
I'm not sure what that extra E is doing, but it's there.
I guess it's Katie or Kate, Katee. That can be pronounced very different ways, but we'll just say Kate. Kate Sackhoff as Bo-Katan Kryze. So she is, she's from Mandalore as well. She's from the Clone Wars, and it's Bo-Katan. It's the same. I believe it's the same voice actor. So Kate is the same voice actor for Bo-Katan in the show, and I believe she will also be portraying her in The Mandalorian season 2. So that's really cool. And she was a part of, the history, the Great Purge, Mandalore, and all that good stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yep. I just wanted to make sure I got that correct, because when I was reading it the other day, I was like, wait, I'm confused. But yeah. So that does it for the Mandalorian news. Now we have a few more.
Looks like we have one more Star Wars.
Well, yeah, one more thing. So You want to take this one? I've been talking.
Looks like Mark Hamill is officially done playing Luke Skywalker. He says that now. We'll see in a few years. No one ever actually like officially retires a character.
No one's ever really gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I'm back.
But yeah, right. I mean, he does
Luke
call
Wick.
it bittersweet. Right. He does call it, bittersweet about the character, about him, not playing the character anymore. And, for the Rise of Skywalker was his last appearance as Luke Skywalker, which I think, it does make sense. He said episode 9 was bittersweet for him, and I can see why he says that, but like, of course, everyone's kind of try to spin that in like a bad way, and I don't think that's what he really means, because it's very, you've been playing this character for so long, it's huge, iconic role, and countless generations, and I mean, like, it could be bittersweet, because it's like, you say you don't want to play Luke Skywalker anymore, and this is your last rodeo. So, duh. Yeah, it's going to be bittersweet. But, all the Star Wars fans would be like, see, I told you we didn't like the sequels, and whatever. But we did, the community Mandalorian Pedro Pascal to appear in sitcom Table Read. I guess that's kind of news. Yeah?
Yeah, it looks like, let's see.
Because I think you share this one, but I totally...
He's replacing Walton Goggins, who was originally supposed to be in the episode.
Oh, okay. I got you.
But hey, Pedro Pascal, that's not a bad replacement.
Yeah. Not a bad placement at all. Cool. All right. So let's get into our more generic miscellaneous
could be some big news here.
This could be. You want to take this one, buddy?
Amazon is rumored to be considering a takeover of AMC theaters. Is there a future of AMC theaters coming to a city near you?
I hope so, because that would be freaking amazing.
Imagine
could you imagine
using an Amazon credit card as a movie pass?
Yeah. I was actually going to say that. I'm like, imagine that they can incorporate that into Amazon Prime in some way, shape, or form. But this story also comes from comicbook.com. After months of uncertainty and bankruptcy worries, AMC stock is on the ever so slight rebound. So it looks like there's new things, new whispers surfacing suggesting that Amazon is interested in purchasing the Falter theater chain. So I'm kind of cool. I'm kind of cool with this. It comes, it's unconfirmed, and it comes from the Daily Mail. But it makes sense. It kind of puts Amazon in the movie business, in all of the, imagine if, I don't know, you can go to an AMC theater, you can watch movies there, and let's say once the digital version comes out of something for video demand, maybe you can't, if you have Amazon Prime or Amazon Video, you can just watch those on their streaming services, or you can purchase them for yourself, something like that. But I don't know what did you have any other thoughts about this?
I saw somewhere that Jeff Bezos is close to becoming a trillionaire, so he's got plenty of money to throw around. So I guess it could be a good idea to scoop up AMC while they're kind of low.
Makes sense. Amazon coming in to save the day. So, it's pretty much what what a lot of other companies have been, sink or swim or getting absorbed into others. There probably will be a lot of downsizing if, this merger happens, as I'm sure there was between Fox and Disney. But
imagine being a trillionaire. What are you doing? You don't need that much. And he still he
take,
still cuts employee benefits and stuff. What a guy.
what do you like? You take vacations to space or something?
You just gotta stop. Like you did it. Just stop.
Yeah. I mean, I guess once you hit that kind of fame, like money just stops having its meaning. I mean, because I think it was a few weeks ago or a few months ago, Beyonce had said that she was like taking the year off for like her mental health, and I was like, imagine having that much money so that you can actually do that.
Yep.
Like, just imagine. Like, oh, you're like, I want to take the year off. You know, it's been very stressful in my life, and you know, I just want to travel and see the world, experience new things, try new foods. Oh, sorry, Siri. And it's just cool. It's like, all right, you know, like, well, you're Beyonce, so you can do it. But yeah, a lot of people can't do that. I don't think most celebrities can do that, but Beyonce, she can do it. But as I digress, was there anything else you wanted to say about AMC theaters?
AMZ
and the Amazon soon. AMZ. Oh, there you go. AMZ theaters. I like it. That'll be pretty cool. But all right, so I guess I'll take this
coming up.
Yeah, we got some more. You know, I finished season 2, and I wanted to finish season 2 before I'm trying to go season by season, like watch one season Community and watch something else. But I think I'm just gonna flat out just watch a crap ton of it this weekend. But it looks like Dan Harmon confirms Community movie conversations. So it has been, you know, in the talks and in the works.
Yeah,
and
I think that being on Netflix kind of revitalized it and gave it some new life.
So Community on Netflix, it hasn't been there like forever, like Friends.
No, it just got on like last month or something.
Oh, okay. So that's okay. That makes a lot more sense. But I am enjoying the hell out of that show, and it's quickly becoming one of my favorite sitcoms, like of all time. So good. It is so amazing.
Dan Harmon's just a genius all around.
Yeah. You know, the other day, even with like the Russo brothers, I think someone was on Twitter saying, oh, you know, who made the better comic book movies of all time? It was between Zack Snyder and the Russo bros.
Okay, that's not
Russo bros.
Just stop. I have to stop you there. Zack Snyder had his hands on Justice League, so there's no debate. He's awful compared to the Russo
Justice
brothers.
League, BVS, Man of Steel. He also did Watchmen as well. I mean, Watchmen's really cool. I watched like the super duper long cut. I think it was like the ultimate cut. That was probably a mistake. I probably should have just stuck to the theatrical version because they didn't really know too much about it. Like, it was good. It is more mature, but I mean, I would have to watch it again to see. But obviously, I would definitely side with the Russo brothers over Zack Snyder any day of the week. And that's not even just being a DC versus Marvel situation, because it just so
quality
happens.
is much better.
Yeah. And, you know.
And the success rate. Russos are batting 100.
Brothers, yeah, and the Russo brothers didn't have Batman killing or Superman. So, damn near impossible, but still. Didn't happen in their movies, no, did it?
Yeah. So it looks like coming up, we have our comedic news of the week here. Jeffrey Katzenberg is blaming the pandemic for Quibi's rough start. Go away. Like, how?
Why would you? Sorry,
I don't understand how you're blaming a situation where it's the perfect time to start streaming for your streaming service failing. Just go away, Jeff.
Do you see that interview with him and I forgot the other the co-creator's name, and they were so like, you know, we want Quibi to be the next version, the next HBO. I'm like, well, there's your problem there. Nothing can top HBO because HBO is like a gold mine. It is amazing. It's chef's kiss. It's bam. I don't know, but like, yeah, I agree. Why is Jeffrey Katzenberg blaming the pandemic on Quibi. This is they marketed this as a mobile streaming service. Why are you blaming the pandemic on something that clearly everybody has a phone? Everyone.
Yep.
It just what?
It was a good laugh. We needed that in these trying times.
It's. I mean, have you opened up the app at all since?
You know how Apple sometimes like semi deletes an app because you haven't used it in a while. That might be coming up soon.
Or how how Google, like through your Gmail, the app, if you haven't opened up a email from a certain company in a while, it'll send you a notification saying, hey, do you want to unsubscribe to this? You haven't opened up an email from such and such in X amount of weeks or whatever it may be. But yeah, Jeffrey Katzenberg, you're an idiot. I'm sorry.
Like Quibi's success as an app is only lasting a Quibi.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really say it was that much of a success to begin with. But I mean, like it's a cool idea. Like, yeah, like it's just the shows are really bad. I mean, it's just, oh man. Like I wanted to at least finish Survive. I was like, no matter how much I love Sophie Turner, I'm just not gonna give any more attention to Quibi. I'm turning my attention over to HBO Max. So. Yep. And actually, I want we're going to skip over one story and go into the other one because that was a really good segue. HBO Max reveals its full roster of original movies and TV shows coming this summer. And I'll definitely check out more of their original shows. I know that they're doing a Adventure Time Distant Land supposed to come out June 25th. So that's pretty cool. I believe.
Doom Patrol season 2.
Yes, that as well. Have you seen season 1?
Everyone talks about it, but I haven't seen it yet. I guess I'll just wait until
I haven't
the second
seen it
season's
yet.
out to watch them.
Yeah, because I'm assuming season 1 should be on there. A few weeks ago I thought about buying the Blu-ray. I think it was only like $10 on Amazon at some point. But what I'm really excited for is Esme and Roy.
Whatever that is.
It's some kind of kids show. And
we got,
this close in
a show from the creator of Regular Show. Then we got an Amy Schumer show, which is interesting. Then we got
The House of Ho.
House of Ho. Tig and Seek. Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like we got a dog show. It's always enjoyable.
Oh, look at the puppies.
Afraid.
I'm gonna
American Pickle. Can't wait for that one.
American Pickle coming out August 6th. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just what they've announced so far.
Yeah. So again, these are HBO Max's original shows. What I'm really interested is to see what they're going to do with DC Universe because it's I'm applauding Warner Brothers because I think HBO Max is going to take off and definitely be a heavy hitter because this is HBO we're talking about. But when it comes to right now there's HBO Go, which we've said before, if you have AT&T or Direct TV as a cable provider and you subscribe to HBO via your cable subscription, you get HBO Go for free, which is basically a quote unquote free version of HBO Now. HBO Now is where people who don't have HBO through their cable subscription service, and they can just stream all of HBO's library on HBO Now. Then there's DC Universe, which is I think $7-8 a month, and that pretty much speaks for itself. It's all DC Comics related shows and movies, TV shows, and what have you, from the animated all the way through. I don't know if any of the live actions are on there. I think it's more animated.
Just put it on HBO Max. No one really cares enough.
Yeah, and then there's HBO Max, which is supposed to be even more. So I wonder what they're going to do with DC Universe. I think they should incorporate it in to HBO Max because it sounds like that's kind of what they're doing since season 2 of Doom Patrol is going to be on HBO Max, or at least, I think they should. I mean, just for $15 a month, that is a lot of content for a great price. You could be, playing the big times with Hulu, Netflix, and Disney. Disney Plus came out with a crap ton of stuff when it first was released, and I'm still overwhelmed because I still haven't gone through everything that I want to, as well as new things. But it's like, hopefully, because that's going to be a great fucking deal. Like, oh my gosh. But did you want to take this next one, the Disney live action Atlantis Lost Empire film?
I never saw the original, so I'm not.
Really?
I don't know. Just never looked interesting. Maybe I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't. I believe it is on Disney Plus. I'll have to double check because there's still a few small things that aren't. But yeah, it's actually one of my. I think it's very underrated. I think that I think I have it on DVD somewhere at home. I used to watch it all the time when I was a kid. But for some reason, when I was also younger, I used to get this and Treasure Planet kind of mixed up. But it was kind of weird. But that's all right. Do you want to take this next one? I know you're craving for more Tiger King
Looks
news.
like we're getting a proper Tiger King sequel because that awful extra episode shouldn't have happened.
Didn't even bother watching it.
Just shouldn't have happened. They just rushed it out. Hopefully this is actually like official, like actual footage and like not rushed and like just quality content.
Yeah, hopefully. Because I need some more Joe Exotic in my life. Still, oh my God. So did you accept that Carol? Did you add Carol Baskins on Facebook?
I know refuse.
What was that the actual one? Because the actual, like, the real life, like, official Facebook page? Because I ran into, like, a few others because I was trying to find that exact one. And there's so many Carol Baskin, like, Facebook accounts now. And I was like, crap. Like, I can't find it anywhere. So
I value my life too much to add her on Facebook.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Where did she get that from? That lady is too obsessed with animals, too obsessed with cats, too much leopard print. It's, man. I mean, I used to think leopard print was like kind of cool, but like it can be tacky at times, and I think it's now. After meeting Carol Baskins, I think it's tacky again. But
exciting news here, unexpected.
Yeah, we have some. I know, right? So Disney has announced that Hamilton,
the Lin-Manuel Miranda version. It's important to differentiate.
Okay, right. It's coming to Disney Plus on July 3rd.
It's coming up pretty soon here. I've always wanted to see Hamilton. Now just gotta turn on Disney Plus and get a nice show. Yeah, I've always heard the songs, and they're always just so good. I'm like, I gotta watch this. Now we can soon.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish my first experience of seeing Hamilton would have been live.
Good luck.
I do like going. I know. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? But hey, a boy can dream. That's okay. But yeah, so that's coming on Disney Plus July 3rd for Hamilton. And the next bit of news here, we have, it looks like Dakota Johnson is in talks to join Olivia Wilde, Florence Pugh, and New Line Cinema's Don't Worry, Darling.
This
along
movie is
with,
so stacked.
Yeah, and along with Shia LaBeouf, of course, which is, wow. So that's, I mean, Dakota Johnson and Shia have worked in the past before in Peanut Butter Falcon, and I don't know if they worked together in any other films, but that's just one that recently comes to mind.
Maybe
Chris Pine
Shia should have been in 50 Shades of Grey. It would have been more interesting.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I agree. I only watched the first one, and I was like, okay, this is enough. But apparently people love those movies, so good on them. So there's not a lot of details about this, but apparently Florence Pugh is leading the ensemble, playing the housewife. It is supposed to be set in an isolated utopian community in the 1950s in California. So that's pretty cool. And it centers around a housewife who uncovers a disturbing truth about her seemingly perfect life. So cool. I'm down.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry, darling. You want to take this next one?
Yeah, Kiva Goldman is talking about his scrapped Batman vs. Superman movie, and he says it was the darkest thing you've ever seen.
Dun, dun, dun.
So edgy. We need more edginess in the DC universe. I think the most interesting thing that came out of this is that it would have been Colin Farrell as Batman and Jude Law as Superman, which is weird. And they're both old.
Yeah. Isn't Colin Farrell playing the
that's
it's
almost Batman. Not quite.
Almost.
And Jude Law was in Captain Marvel as the bad guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure it was the darkest thing I've ever seen.
But we'll never see it, and we'll never see the Snyder cut, so screw you guys.
I am just the Snyder cut banter, the revolution, the movement, the Snyder cut movement is.
I don't even want to give it more time. Just make it end.
It's dude. It's like they just keep popping up out of nowhere, and I'm just like, enough. I'm tired. Like, I'm sure, like, yeah, like, there is a little bit of there's a part of me that wants to see it, but do I think it's going to be better than the version that we got? No, because the version that we got was a turd, and you can't polish a turd at all. It's crap. I don't think the Snyder cut is going to make it any better. The story has already been written, so people just need to let it go. But that does it for our miscellaneous or general news. So we're going to dive a little bit into the gaming universe here. So we have a little bit of some pretty interesting gaming news stories here. Did you ever play Tony Hawk growing up, Devin? Yeah. Pro Skater 1 and 2. Well, guess what? It's getting remade.
Remastered.
So that's pretty cool. Or remastered. Well, is it remastered? Well,
yeah, I saw it's a remaster.
Well, okay, because I wasn't because I mean it's been since like the PlayStation 1 since we've gotten Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. So, do we call it a remaster or do we call it like a remake? Because it seems that they're building it from the ground up. But I've also read that it's kind of like a half and half because they're still taking a lot of like the mechanics from the original and putting that in with the new graphics. So I really don't know. But it looks like it is coming to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Sorry, Nintendo Switch. No love for you there. It's coming to the Epic Game Store on PC and will launch on September 4th. And I guess people who pre-order the game will include an access to the warehouse demo. And also, apparently, they are trying their best to get the most memorable songs or the entire soundtrack to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. And it looks like the standard edition will cost $40. And there's also a deluxe edition that will cost $50, and then the Bird Deck limited deluxe edition, or a collector's edition, excuse me, will be $100. But what do you think, man? Are you going to be picking this up day one, or?
I doubt it. I mean, I'm not a big skateboarder guy. I guess I'll see if there's any hype. Maybe. What is it? $40?
Yeah.
Steep?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for two remade or remastered games, I agree, because Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 just came out like a few months ago, and that was Right. But I will say for this is being made by Vicarious Visions, which is the same company that did the Crash Trilogy remake and the Crash Team Racing remake as well. And both games are praised, but that's why I'm having a little bit of hope here, because they do a really good job. And apparently they actually did a little bit of work on the original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 back in the day. So that would be pretty cool. Pretty cool to see.
I have some instructions for our listeners coming up here. If you own a PC, turn on your PC, open it up, go to the Epic Store. If you don't have the Epic Store, download the Epic Store. On the front page, you should see Grand Theft Auto 5 Premium Edition for free. Download it now. It's free.
Yeah, it's free.
I didn't know it was the Premium Edition too. It comes with all the DLC and a bunch of money and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, because I already have GTA 5 on Steam, and I was like, all right. I mean, like, I'm gonna pick it up because it's free. Like, there's literally no drawbacks to this whatsoever. And then when I finally got Epic to work, because it wasn't working there for a little bit, and I saw Premium Edition, I was like, oh.
Yeah. And they have a sale going on currently where everyone gets a $10 off coupon to use. And I already used mine.
What did you use yours on? Grand Theft Auto 5?
Yeah, I finally picked up Control.
How much is Control?
With the $10 off coupon, it chops it down to $20, and that felt like a good price.
Shut your fucking mouth. Are you serious? No. Oh my gosh.
It's on sale for $30. Well, use the coupon. There you go.
Well, I don't mind if I do, because, oh man, that is fantastic. Wow. Well, thank you, Devin, for letting me know that, because I really wanted to get Control for like the longest time.
Yeah.
So, let's move on to our next news story here. Nintendo dropped like a random announcement today, and it looks like a new Paper Mario title is going to be coming to the Switch on July 17th. It's called Paper Mario: The Origami King. Did you see the trailer for this?
I did not, and I also never played Paper Mario, but it's Mario, so can't be bad. Has there been a bad Mario game?
There's been like okay, it depends on what you mean by bad, but I guess if you were to ask Nintendo fans, I would say about maybe 55 to 60% of them might say Mario Sunshine is like a bad game. Oh, the Epic Game Store is like really messing up right now. But anyway, as I'm doing this podcast, I'm just trying to get Control for $20. Don't mind me. But yeah, it looks like I really don't think that there is a big a bad Mario game, because they're pretty polished, to be completely honest. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Time for the
Sony
section here.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, for those of you who don't know, Sony released a new State of Play today. It is basically their version of a Nintendo Direct. It's where they pretty much just live stream a pre-recorded video, and of what's coming up, what you can look forward to for your console within the coming few months, maybe up to a year. But so today's State of Play was dedicated to Ghost of Tsushima, excuse me. And this is PlayStation 4's final exclusive. So it was about 15, 20 minutes, I think. I actually really haven't had a chance to sit down and properly watch it, because it was live streaming while I was working and I wasn't really able to pay attention to it. I had a lot going on today. So I do plan on watching that here after probably we record, but it looks like, from what I've seen on Twitter and from what I kind of glanced and saw, it looks great. There's a lot of cool modes coming to it. Of course, like the photo mode, there's like some kind of cinematic mode coming to it. It kind of reminds me of what Red Dead Redemption 2 was doing, excuse me, with that game. But I've heard really good things so far. I heard some people say the combat looks a little iffy, but I'll definitely have to check it out for myself. And also in the world of PlayStation, again, it looks like Sony Interactive Entertainment is establishing PlayStation Studios as a brand for an overall brand for their first party titles. They came out with like a nice little new intro. It totally looks like the Marvel Studios intro or whatever. So Sony Interactive Entertainment created a new opening animation, and it features a few characters, few of their star franchises, I guess you can say. Uncharted, Horizon, Zero Dawn, Ratchet and Clank, God of War, The Last of Us, and Little Big Planet. Thought that was kind of weird to throw that in there, but it looks like, excuse me, it looks like this branding will only start with the PlayStation 5. So you're not going to see it when you first launch up The Last of Us Part 2 or Ghost of Tsushima, excuse me, or the PC version of Horizon Zero Dawn. So it's just pretty much their version of Microsoft Studios. So it's kind of just them rebranding their first party underneath one umbrella, which is pretty cool. I mean, it makes sense. And speaking of The Last of Us Part 2, apparently they are going to be doing Last of Us Part 2 Inside the Story Developer Diary. So it's kind of like a little mini series. The first Developer Diary provides a closer look at the story with some included scores and themes and glints of Joel and Ellie's life in Jackson, and kind of just gives you an overall look of the other cast and characters. So I think the first episode is out now, and then they have at least, looks like they have 4 more. One being in the first one was, sorry, there's 4 total. First one was Inside the Story, and then next one's Inside the Gameplay, Inside the Details is the following, and then ends with Inside the World. So I guess I'll check it out. I guess, it's just another marketing ploy for them to get people pumped about all this stuff. So, or about The Last of Us Part 2, because they definitely need some good press now for that game. But Devin, did you see Unreal Engine 5? This is our last story.
I think all
of
of Twitter saw it.
Yes. So I want to make this clear for a lot of people out there, because this didn't make any sense to me at all. So earlier last week, Xbox they showed a lot of third-party games that will be coming to next gen, which also means they'll be coming to PlayStation 5. And they got smited for, they did hype up and say there was going to be more gameplay. Gameplay was there, but it wasn't in the forefront of that event. And especially for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is what a lot of people are looking forward to. I'm actually looking forward to this one myself, actually. But it looks... So a lot of people smited Xbox Series X, saying that, Xbox already lost its generation, because apparently Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be running at minimum at 30 FPS on the Xbox. Meaning, if it's a third-party game, 9 times out of 10, it's also going to run the same on PlayStation 5, just to let you know. But with this new Unreal Engine 5 announced, they showed a PlayStation 5 tech demo, and everyone's like losing their minds. It's just like, they're like, oh my God, this looks amazing. It's fantastic. And we shortly found out after that this tech demo for Unreal Engine 5, which looks fantastic. They keep talking about triangles and all this other stuff. It looks like it was running at 1440p resolution and then 30 frames per second. But then people still want to act like, oh my God, this is amazing. This PlayStation already won this generation. This engine is going to be distributed between all platforms in 2021. Like they said that during the interview with Jeff Keighley, and I don't know why people are just automatically deciding that PlayStation is going to win when it's like, this is a tech demo. I don't know if this is an actual game. It could be. It could not be, but as you said, Devin, like multiple times, don't trust in-game engines until, we've seen this before, right?
Every time there's a new engine, it always looks amazing. and it's always gonna look amazing. It's what they want you to see.
Yeah.
And it's not even a real game.
Yeah, that is very true. And I mean, it looks very Tomb Raider-esque, just more of a mystic. I mean, we really don't know what this is because apparently this was supposed to be shown at GDC, which got canceled earlier this year. But I mean, it's Unreal Engine 5, and that's what people need to focus on. This is, this isn't yes, it's running on the PlayStation 5, but people need to understand that the tech between PlayStation and Xbox, they're like damn near identical. There might be a few slight changes here and there, but both are going to be packing SSD hard drives, which solid state drives are extremely, extremely fast. Excuse me, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. But it's just people need to understand that. I don't like when people say, "Oh, PlayStation is winning or Xbox is winning." The generation hasn't even started yet. We don't even know what the freaking PlayStation 5 looks like. All we have is a controller and a new opening for their Sony studios for their first party. That's it. That's literally it. I'm not saying Xbox is winning, but it's like people need to reserve judgment until we see games. That's until we see what the PlayStation looks like, until we see what the prices are going to look like. I don't know, man. But did you have any thoughts about this at all?
Yeah, like
I know you're excited
just don't trust in-game engine footage. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see a real game. Who knows?
I mean, we saw it with what was it, Watch Dogs? How amazing did Watch Dogs look when we first saw it? Like, it looked fantastic. And then like a year or two later, like it just looks like it tanked and downgrades. And I was like, yo, what happened? And there's just been so many different the history's there, but that's just one example. But I know you really want to talk about, actually no, we have nothing left, my God.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Done.
Anything else you wanted to touch on before we wrap up here?
I think it's time for you to get control.
Yeah, I'm actually dude. Every single time I'm trying to like log in, and it logs me in, and then it like kicks me out. So I really don't know what's going on here at all, and I'm trying my best to get control because that's what I want. I keep clicking, remember me, redirect me, prepare me for Epic Games Launcher. And then, like, when I log in, it'll say, like, error. And I'm like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah, it's just crashing.
There might be something. Yeah, I think so, because I just tried to log in, and it's, unexpected error has occurred back at home. Maybe I can do it on the actual website itself. But, all right, so, that's really weird. So it signs me in. And then it kicks me out. It says that there's an error. And then it takes me to the Epic homepage, but then it tells me to sign in again. So it's very weird. But I digress. Anyway, all right, everyone. That does it for episode 15 of Headline Hot Takes, our new show here on the Film Optics Podcast. Thank you, Devin, as always, for joining me on this. We definitely got to get some special guests on. I know that Jared and I did... We actually did 2 reviews. We did a review for Superman Red Son, and we did one for Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, which you need to watch, by the way. It's on Vudu, and you have no excuse. So you need to watch it, and it's free. But we recorded both, and we recorded Superman Red Son first, and then like after like 35 minutes of talking and recording, he was like, yeah, man, like your mic sounds like you're in a wind tunnel, like you're on Xbox Live or something. I was like, bro, what are you talking about? I forgot to change over from my webcam mic to my actual mic. And I was like, you're just now telling me about this, man? But luckily we got it figured out for Justice League Apocalypse War. But I didn't release the Superman Red Son because it sounds horrific. But anyway, as I said, that does do it for our Headline Hot Takes episode 15 here today. And as always, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, literally any platform that you can think of: YouTube, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Google Music. Leave us a like and comment down below on our YouTube page. I have been doing a little bit of a live stream, revisiting one of my favorite games, The Last of Us. I believe I've live streamed at least twice so far. I'm probably going to live stream throughout the weekend as well, starting tomorrow. I kind of wanted to take a little bit of breaks in between there, so I don't finish the game too long, because you can't rush a good game. But that's pretty much coming up. And also, we are going to be reviewing Scoob this Sunday, so everyone's got to get excited for that. I'll probably end up, I think it comes out tomorrow, so on video on demand, so that's something else to look forward to on the channel. So yeah, look forward to our Scoob review and a little bit of live stream action of The Last of Us Part 2. Maybe we'll do some Halo 2 live streaming, just depends on if the squad's feeling up to it. I don't know. I know we're all waiting for Halo 3 to drop, so there's that. But I believe that does it for now. So we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.